So, hello everybody. I'm Richard Gon of Work to Live podcast version. So this time, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of explaining how exchange rates work. So as title shows, what I'm going to talk about is a financial stuff. So and as the title says, what I'm going to explain is a basic course the basic course of how exchange rates work. So if you still couldn't, if you still can't understand, maybe I should have used present tense. So for that one. Anyway, so if you haven't understood what I'm going to tell you, please listen to this episode, and because so some people are familiar with this field or this financial field. So to start with, the exchange rate means so I live in advanced not European but Asian country. So which is why I'm thinking of using Japanese yen or Japanese currency in exchange for US dollars, because the most listeners of this episode are American people. So which is why I'm going to use Japanese yen and the US dollar and the exchange rate of those two currencies. So if you live in Europe, some European countries, so please imagine the exchange rate of US dollars and euro you may be using in your country, or so if you're British, so please imagine the exchange rate between US dollars and Great Britain pound or British pound. British pound is a correct pronunciation for the currency used in Great Britain, isn't it? Anyway, so this is a basic cost. So not some people, but some news say that the value of Japanese yen plunged and the value of US dollar surged. And anyway, so when I'm recording this episode, such phenomena it's happening. So which means, so what is happening, or the meaning of what I have just said is what I'm going to explain to you. So to start with, so before actually telling you the system of exchange rate, so I'm going to create a short episode. So I'm not thinking of taking so long time just for explaining this system. And so to start with, please understand each currency has its own value. So what I'm talking about is not the price of a good, or not the price of a good. For example, what I'm going to talk about is how much one pencil costs, or how much an apple costs. But actually, what I'm telling you is that each currency has its own value. So in this case, what is plunged is Japan. So in this present time, what is being plunged, what is falling, or what is plunging is Japanese yen. And in this present time, so what is surging, or what is rising is it's the value of US dollar, and that is because so anyway, so this is also a fundamental knowledge, but just keeping your own money in bank account, the money in your bank account generates money automatically. And such as, and how much money is generated is decided by the rate called interest rate. Maybe I don't know whether interest rate is a correct name or not. But actually, so what I'm going to explain is the exchange rate. So anyway, so exchange rate. So so I have checked out the exchange rate of Japanese yen and the US dollar, and that is 130 Japanese yen for US dollar. And I'm going to tell you the meaning. So I in this country, the Japanese yen of $1 is frequently used. and which is why, so I'm familiar with this manner, so which means this means exchange rate. So but it's possible to invert this one to from from the from how much Japanese yen is necessary to exchange with one US dollar can be inverted. So it's possible to check out how much US dollar is necessary to exchange with one Japanese yen. So so in this, by inverting that, so for now one Japanese yen is 0.00765 US dollars. So that amount of US dollar is necessary for Japanese yen. So whichever is fine whichever is fine for you to understand. Anyway, as I told you, each currency has its own value. So and so telling you the current situation. So the easier maybe this, I think this is easier for American people to understand. So so what I'm going to explain is how much Japanese yen is necessary to exchange with one US dollar. So in this present time, or in the moment of making this recording, one US dollar is possible to be exchanged with 130 Japanese yen, and which means one US dollar, the value of one US dollar rose, which is why if you have one US dollar, you can purchase or you can buy more Japanese yen, which is enabled, which is possible because the value of US dollar rose for the value of one US dollar rose in this present time, and compared with the values of US dollars in the past, which is what exchange rates is all about. And so how should I say? Anyway, so for example, 10 years before, so the value of US dollar was, so the value of US dollar was like not like explaining the value of US dollars. So one US dollar was possible to be exchanged with 80 Japanese yen in the past, and 10 years before the date of 10 years before the moment of this recording. So maybe by telling you the value of this, or the exchange rate of this of those two currencies, so you may be able to find out when you may be able to find out the date of this recording. Anyway, so 10 years before, one US dollars was possible to be exchanged with 80 Japanese yen, but that is because US dollar was the value of US dollar was lower than that in this present time, which means, so 10 years before, the value of US dollar was not so high as this present time, which is why you could, if you went to the era of 10 years before this recording, so the only amount of Japanese yen you could purchase or you could buy was 80 yen or 80 Japanese yen. So but actually, if you came to this era, or if you came to this era of if you came to this era on which I was creating this episode, you could purchase, or you can buy more Japanese yen, and you can buy more than 130 Japanese yen. That is because 10 years after, so through those 10 years, the value of US dollar rose was surged. So which is why it was possible for one US dollar to purchase or to buy more Japanese yen. This means that the value of US dollar rose was surged, and so in that, and to start with, the values of currencies are relative stuff, which means the value of Japanese yen dropped in these 10 years to the value of not the United States of America, but the US dollar. Anyway, maybe it can be possible. It can be possible to say so, but actually, so this time, please focus on the values of currencies. Anyway, so that is not the reason of such change of the values of those two currencies is because the value of US dollar rose and the value of Japanese yen dropped in these 10 years. So which is why, only one US dollar could buy more Japanese yen compared to the exchange rate in the past. So which is how exchange rates work. So I don't know whether you can I don't know whether you could understand how exchange rates work. But actually, so before ending this episode, I'm going to tell you the title, and this time I'm going to tell you the conclusion at last. So the title is How Exchange Rates Work, and the basic course, and the conclusion is the speaker explains, and the speaker is me, and the speaker explains the system of exchange rates, and please note this, and please remember this, and this is a basic course, so if you know much about this, you don't have to listen to this episode. So maybe I told you at the beginning of this episode that you don't if you are familiar with how exchange rates work, you don't have to listen to this episode. By the way, if you'd like to check out exchange rates between two currencies, so it's fine to use the internet. So if you wonder, if you do not know how to investigate such exchange rates between one currency to another foreign currency, so it's fine just to check out online information so that you can, so it's fine to just search on, for example, a Google search engine, and it's fine to input some keywords like exchange rate, US dollar and Japanese yen, which is fine for you to get information about the exchange rates of the exchange rates of currency of foreign currencies. So anyway, so that's it. Thank you very much for listening. See you.